Alright, here's my Everesting attempt. First lap. Didn't do any video on the top of the hill, which maybe I should have to start. But it's 57.9 degrees on the 530. It always reads a little warmer. And got a little bit of a late start. So it was like 7:38. I was hoping to leave around 7 o'clock, but I'll have to prep in the morning as well as last night. So here we go. Try not to be over enthusiastic. Now I look down, I'm already doing too many watts. So keep it under control. It's a little windy at the top, but looks to be a nice day. Might get some thunder showers later this afternoon, so hopefully that does not develop, but we'll take it as it goes. Well, here it is now, January 8th, I believe it is, and we've got a little bit of a snowstorm here for Asheville, which means it snowed, period, which doesn't necessarily mean a specific amount of snow. Just the fact that it snowed at all is somewhat of a snowstorm. But anyway, I've never done my Everesting follow-up video. I did a preview video, and I never did that video way back on June 19th. In 2020, a really great day for riding. It was certainly my biggest day riding for the year, both distance, I think it was 159 miles, and 29,000 plus feet of climbing. So anyway, I need to put this video together because I've had people tell me they want to see this video, and I'd like to have a little compilation as well. So anyway, I did forget also too in the thank you section of my stuff I recorded a long time ago to do the post-ride video to thank Owen Koppe, who was great. He's a junior with our dark team here, downtown Asheville Racing Club team in Asheville, North Carolina, and he's Everested twice already. So he rode with me for quite a bit of this and really helped out a lot. So grateful for him and all the other support I received. But I wanted to make sure I gotta give him special thanks. So here's the video that I've been waiting to put together for so long, and obviously if you're watching it, you'd like to see how my Everesting went in 2020. So thanks for watching. Okay, so I did my Everesting 5.5 weeks ago, and it just got busy with lots of other things, and so I wasn't able to put this video compilation together yet, but I was encouraged by some friends to do it anyway, and so even though it's been 5 weeks, it's still pretty fresh in my mind, and I just wanted to go over a few of the things. It was a good experience. So just real quickly, my totals was I did 159.46 miles according to Strava, and Strava had it at 28,268 feet. I think that the Everesting calculator puts it at 28,600 feet. Ended up being a bit longer than I thought because the segment that I used was a little bit shorter and less elevation than when I uploaded it. It suggested that I use another segment, which was the same basic start to finish, but had a little bit more elevation and a bit longer distance. So I thought it'd be 135 or 136 miles, and it ended up being 159, almost 160. So it was a little bit longer too as I was riding it. It took 13 hours, 10 minutes, and 39 seconds, again according to Strava, of riding time, and then 13 hours and 57 minutes of total time, so a little under 14 hours total. I wasn't really shooting for a specific time, just to do the ride and not kill myself. So I only averaged 12.1 miles an hour average. That counts going back and forth, and my max was 42.5. But I was descending at around an average of 31 miles an hour going down the descent, but there were a couple of sections I could go a little bit faster. My heart rate was 120 average beats per minute, but 145 is off of the max, and my threshold is around 162, 164, so it was considerably below threshold, but for this long of an effort, I can see why that would be. I only averaged 169 total watts, average watts, with 462 total, so considerably also below threshold. The more importantly, it was the watts I was doing climbing, which again was considerably below threshold. I weighed 151.3 pounds to start off the day, so a little bit lower than what I had been weighing. And so watts per kilogram, the first 7 laps were done at about 3.3 watts per kilogram, which is a pretty comfortable pace. And it ends up being like 226 to 28 watts, I think, from that size. And then I went through a stretch between 8 and 10, where I was, laps 8 and 10, where I was a little less than that. And then between laps 11 and 15, I had a little bit of a rough stretch. Crushing it, feel great. Been riding for 7-something hours.
How many laps have you done?
12.
How many you got to go?
8.
Math is still good. He can still do math. That's good.
I did hesitate though for a moment. So,
all right, all right.
Thanks for my great support crew. Without my support crew, I would be hurting worse. I still keep going, I guess. I just would be in a worse position.
You're doing great, mate.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Kevin, for.
All right. Everything. And you learned how to do a shaka today.
Yes. I mean, I didn't know what it's called.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
Now you know the whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, perfect. All right.
Excellent. And that was about 2.8 watts per kilogram, so a bit lower. And then I dropped it back up to 3 watts plus per kilogram for the last 5 laps. So it was a pretty good experience, man, when I got there. I gotta say thank you to my crew, because Kari brought me there in the car and stayed for quite a while, and Kevin Meechan, really good friend of mine who was in from Hawaii, was there when we got there. And we were about 38 minutes late, I think, as far as when I started, past when the time I wanted to start. But I had to set up the tent and all these other things. But Kevin was a rock star. He was there start to finish, helped me so much. I so appreciate that. And then, of course, Kari, I so appreciate all of her help all the time. And Matthew, even, my son, was there at the end, and I really appreciate his help. Tom Ratajczak was there for most of the day and made me this incredible sign, which you'll see in some of the still images that I put on this video, that showed how many laps I'd done and how many laps I had to go. And that was great to have that sign. And then he was there most of the day and also rode with me for part of it. Marc Poland was there, who was a new friend of mine, and he's a Ram support rider and a Ram rider himself too. And he did a great job of supporting me as well, especially the last 2 laps when it was getting dark, because I was riding a little bit longer than I thought I would, because I started later and then it was a little bit longer distance. So the second and the last lap was not completely dark. I probably could have made it without too much trouble. The last lap, though, I would have definitely had to strap on my light on my bike, and it would have been dark, but he rode behind me with the van with the big lights, the Ram lights and stuff too, so that was really helpful. And Matthew was with him that last lap too, and he, came up, pulled up next to me and said he was proud of me and stuff, and got on the walkie-talkie, because I had a walkie-talkie that Marc had loaned me also for the whole trip, and it was in my pocket, and Matthew talked to me in that too on the last lap, so that was fantastic. It was only 56 degrees when we got there in the morning, and it was kind of windy at the top, which was a little unusual, but the climb itself was not windy, and it was 100% humidity when we first got there. It was a little bit foggy, and my first descent down the mountain, because I base camped at the top, it was, I call it the fingers of God, is that the light shone through the trees and the fog, and you could see the light beams. It was really cool. I'm sorry I didn't have the camera on then to show that, to capture that. But you'll see also too, I did have some video of me climbing and descending, and with a couple of other people. So not a whole lot of video other than that, except for after lap 12, Kevin shot a little video, and then before I was leaving for one of the final laps as well. But it was not windy, and it stayed in the 60s and 70s the whole day. I was so fortunate. There was forecast of thunder showers, and it did rain, I guess, in the area, but it did not rain where I was. I think I got maybe a few drips and drops here and there, but it was a perfect weather day, because it was much, much hotter the next day and the next Friday after that too. So it was a good weather day for sure. I really appreciated that. And I did, like I said, finish up in the dark, and I felt great. So I had that little bit of stretch where I felt fine in the first 7 laps or so, which is what I did my test run in, and then through 10 I was okay. I dropped a little bit, and then, like I said, 11 through 15 were a little bit weaker, and I had people riding with me, and Tom at one point said he knew I was struggling a little bit because he was starting to pull away from me on the climb. And then I stopped after lap 12, I think, and I had to change out my rear light. And there was a little bit of a struggle, and like I said, I have a little bit of video that shows me then. And then when I got back on the bike after my lap, so I took a break after lap 5, after lap 10, after lap 15. And after lap 15, I felt better. again. So I went again up to 3 watts per kilogram, so it's not that much anyway, but after 13 hours of riding, it's all a lot. And I felt really good at the end then. I finished my second to last lap, was really strong, my last lap not quite as strong, and then we took pictures and everybody was leaving, and then Kari drove, my wife drove me down the mountain, which was twisty and turny, and I, of course, wasn't going to drive, and then I threw up a lot. So I apparently wasn't digesting all the food and water I was taking the whole time. I did drink a lot, a bottle a lap. In the last 4 laps, I think I was just using this really high carbohydrate intense drink that Scratch has come out with, and they say that you can absorb it really well. But obviously I wasn't absorbing all the liquid in that too, because I threw up a lot. So, and then I was wiped out for the rest of the night too. Kari had to force feed me almost half a bowl of chicken soup when we got home. And then I slept and I felt fine the next day. So, you know, I was in pretty decent shape going into it, and it was a great experience. And I can see why Lachlan Morton would do it again after 8 days. I could have, I think, done it again after 8 days. I don't know if I could have went faster or not, but I definitely could have done it again. And I could see doing it again. So after I did a 24-hour ride back in the 80s, I thought I don't want to ever do that again, and thought that for many years. But this is one of those experiences that, you know, it was a long, hard ride and a ton of climbing. But, you know, I paced myself well, and I didn't overdo it. And, you know, people are doing it way, way faster, hours faster than I'm doing it. I did it. But it was a good experience. I'm really happy I did it. You know, it gave me some good fitness coming out of it too. I've been riding really strongly all summer, and I really so appreciate the support of everybody. You know, when I had people that supported me, not being there in person, but just the moral support and all the great comments and stuff that happened afterwards. But really, you know, Kari and Matthew, of course, #1, Kevin, Tom, Marc, and Owen were super helpful, and it was just great all around. The support made it so much easier. I think I possibly could have done it by myself. It would have been way harder. But with their support, it was great. They kept me encouraged, handing me food so I didn't have to get off the bike as often as I did. And I limited my time off the bike to 40-some minutes, so that was pretty darn good. But yeah, it was a great experience. I'm really happy I did it. And you know, it was a beautiful area. The weather was good. So, you know, since then I've done a 220K ride for a Hot Route Challenge, and I've been doing things like that all summer. I'm not sure what I'll do next, but I can see, I think I am maybe going to do a 3 states ride, just to do something else fun. That'll probably only have like 15,000 feet of climbing, which is still pretty significant. But to climb, you know, 28,000 plus feet of elevation in one ride, it was a big deal. And now I'm part of the Everesting Club, and so I probably won't get the special jersey, $150 that you get to now buy because you're in the Everesting Club. But it was a great experience, and I'm really happy I did it. So thanks so much for watching the videos and the support. If you gave me support, I really appreciate it. Just in terms of that, I did raise over $1,000 for my charity, which is the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. And so that's an ongoing thing. If you want to give money, you can't do it through me anymore because my fundraising time ended, but you can always go to the website for Poor People's Campaign and donate directly, because they're really having a huge effect on the needs that are very prevalent right now in society, even without COVID, but especially with COVID. So it was great to raise money for that. The next day after the Everesting, there was a online rally that was held. It was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. in person, but it was online, and it was great to see all the energy, enthusiasm to helping people that are in a disadvantage in our society. So I'm really proud to be able to have helped that campaign, and it's part of my effort, and it was just added to the overall great experience of doing the Everesting. All right, coming up on the end of lap 1. Average 224 watts. There's Kevin. Bottle? Have a bottle?
Yep, got it right here.
Thanks.
Drop that one.
Thanks. Thanks. Excellent. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Got it. We'll put a big X on there.
Excellent. One down.
Right.
Only a couple more to go. All right, coming up on lap 2. I'm gonna take my vest off too.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Excellent. All right, so this is end of lap 3. Yep. I think he's racing up and down or something.
I know, something weird going on with him. He's yelling at a big van and stuff.
He was honking like crazy.
Yeah.
The van the whole way up. First I thought maybe he was cheering me on. Alright. This is the end of my 4th lap. One more till I take a little break. Alright, end of 5 laps. Alright, this is the end of lap 6. So into the 2nd quarter of my climbing. Next lap will be as many as I did for my test segment. And then I'll be into new territory. Alright. Finishing up my 7th lap. Alright, finishing up lap number 8. Tom joined me for the climb. He had to wait up a bit for me, I think. So these guys going up earlier.
Hey man!
Hey. There you go. Yeah, they were going up several hours ago. Yep.
But I mean, yeah, they can get a couple of feet. So if they want to drop a...
If you want me to take video, let me know.
You can do a little video.
Throw that down. Yeah, you got your choice of these if you want anything, or I can get you the orange.
I'll take one more of these.
Yeah. When are you going to start doing the gels?
In a little bit still.
Okay.
Alright. Finishing up the 10th lap. Halfway. Watt's definitely dropping. Only 207 this lap. 6 hours, 18 minutes so far. A little over 1,400 feet of climbing. Stop for a minute.
You gonna be out here all day, he said? And I go, yeah. He goes, till what time? You know, 8 o'clock probably?
Alright. Alright, coming up on 11 laps. Alright, lap 13. Sure.
So the U.S. Forest Service came by.
All right, lap 14, right? I remember like lap 3 or 4 I started thinking, what lap is this? I need help.
Alright, we're all good here. I talked to the guy, and the guy was much cooler than the ranger, than the forest guy. One of these work for you? Okay. So everything's cool.
Cool, thank you so much.
Absolutely, all good.
Here's this too. So this is by 14, right? All right. Lap 15, just about done. That lap, Tom is pacing 203 watts, so better. I actually feel better now than I did a couple laps ago. So let's see, 21,160 feet right now, 118 miles, 9 hours, 47 minutes. I'm gonna take a short break, put my Garmin radar light back on, eat some peanut butter and jelly, rub my feet a little bit. And hopefully that'll be the last stop before I do my last 5 laps. All right.
Ready.
I'm gonna take a little break. 20. That's 15 laps. Hey, May.
That's 15 laps.
Now change the sign.
We will. We will.
Got both you guys in your current dark kit there. Film for a second here. On the climb. Climb number 16. Escorted by the climbing corps from dark.
The oldest and the youngest.
Possibly, right?
I guess just that.
Yeah. All right. Coming up on the end of 16. 10.5 hours, 125, 126 miles, 22,000, should be over 600 feet of climbing. All right, coming up on end of lap 17. So 24,000 feet climbing, 11 hours, 9 minutes in the saddle, 134 miles. 3 more to go with this. Getting there. It is 7:34 time-wise, so I might be pushing the light. If I do have a light I can strap on, 500 lumen or 600 lumen light, so that should be good. Finishing up last lap 18. So only 2 more laps to go. Mark drove down to the bottom. So he's gonna meet me there and follow me since we're approaching dusk. So he's got total RAM setup. Ram support vehicle setup with lights. So that'll be nice. Still pretty bright up here, but a little darker down low. This is my penultimate lap. 19 of 20. And I have 209 watts. So I upped it again last couple laps. So that's good. Try not to do too much this lap because I'm getting excited to be done. It's getting dark. Sun is set. Mark's behind me with his van.
Okay, what else do you need?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, man, you're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
We're ready. Got this.
All right, last lap, last ascent of my Everesting. Yeah, it's been a long day. I actually feel okay right now though. Just got 30 more minutes. All right, as you can probably see now, got some good lighting behind me. A lot easier to see. Might try and keep 200 watts this last climb, which would be less than the last 2 laps, I think, but might be all I have left in me. All right, just about done. I'm at 207 watts, so happy with my last lap. It'll take me a hair over a half hour to complete. Not bad. There's the Parkway sign. Quite the journey today. Couldn't have done it without all the support. Kari first of all, Matthew at the end of the day, Kevin, superstar, been here all day long, Tom, Marc, Owen, quite the crew. Glad I was able to have them here and then ride okay. I was wandering there in the middle. Alright, goosebumps here and Kari cheering, Kevin. Thank you guys. Oh. Thank you. Thanks so much, guys.
Good job, mate.
Thanks.
Yay! I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, babe. All right. Oops. Oh, that's good.
Sorry. That's all right.
Want me to put it up?
Okay. All right, so we just gotta get our shadows out of the picture.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Keep going. There we go. It's a keeper.
That's great. Oh, bless your
Good job,
heart.
man.
Great job, man.
Thanks so much, guys.
Absolutely.
What'd you
Oh, that
In the books.
I got the bike.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Marc. Let me save this puppy.
That's good.